Hi all, Planet Agent here. Today we're going to take a look at a Civil War style candle lantern made from an Altoid tin, so stay tuned. Okay, let's take a look at this guy. I've got the idea for this from WayPoint Survival, and he's done several different Altoid tin kits. I thought it was kind of cool. This is similar to a Civil War era box candle lantern. And I watched a video of a guy, I can't remember his name. He does Civil War videos. He did one of a sharpshooter's backpack, and as he was taking it out, he had one of these box type. It was quite a bit bigger. Looked like it was about like this, but so it's a real thing. I'll try to find that video, and I'll put a link to it in the description section of this video. Also, I'll put a link to WayPoint Survival's video where he talks about making it. So also in the description box. So anyway, so what you got here is you got your Altoid tin, and it's all shined it up as best I could. And what you have here is some wire that makes the oops, get back here, we can see it. A wire which makes the candle holder, and then it's attached to the base. So what you do is just swing it out, and there you go. Fire it up, and away you got yourself a candle lantern. So why don't I just go ahead and light it off first, and I'll turn out the lights, and we'll see how this is going to work. Turn the lights off here real quick. Doop. There you go. Let's pick this up without burning myself. Of course, obviously this thing isn't going to hold up real well in any kind of a wind, but if it's calm out or it's in kind of indoors, it will reflect some light. So there's better things out there, but newer stuff that work better. But I just made it for just for fun. So I'll turn the lights back on and show you a little bit how I made it. There we go. So what I did was very similar design to WayPoint Survivals. I think he used copper wire to make the holder. I used some fencing wire that I have laying around extra, about the same thickness. Also, nice thing about this, copper wire is going to bend on you, where this isn't going to bend at all. So what I did was I just took a piece and I started to slowly wrap it around the candle. Now, I had these are emergency candles. I've got tons of them, and so I just had to use it. Actually, for this Altoid tin, I mean, the candle fits inside just fine, but when I wrap the coil around it, it just sits a little high, so it doesn't really fit all the way. If I really kind of want to make this a nicer job of it, I'd find a smaller candle, but I had these, so I used those, and it was just more for fun anyway. I have really no intention to using this. Just another toy to make with these Altoid tins, which are kind of fun. So anyway, I just slowly bent the wire around and bent it around so that it would fit. You can see the lower part does come out even with the bottom of the stove. That way it sits somewhat flush with the ground. And to attach it, I used WayPoint used some nuts, screws or bolts and nuts. I had, for some reason, I had a bunch of these real small. This one probably would have worked better. I got this small one here. I got some of these small Chicago bolts. I don't know where I got them, but I had them. So I decided to use those, especially because, with the Chicago bolt, the bottoms are flush. So what I did was I just used those. so it doesn't rock as much. So anyway, so I did have to, even though it's a pretty small one, oops, in here you can see, I did have to add a couple of washers so it wouldn't be loose. Also, with the Chicago bolts, you can tighten down, and you don't have to worry about tightening down so hard, where this won't move. And also, with a regular bolt, unless you put Loctite on it or something, it's liable to work itself loose over time if you use this a lot. For a survival thing, it definitely would work. So anyway, so I just used the Chicago bolts because I had them. You could use other bolts, work just fine. Like I say, you can go out to WayPoint Survival's video and see how he built his. Very similar, but that's really all there is to it. It was a pretty simple build, and it was fun, and works great. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.